Good morning from the beautiful Arizona White Mountains. It's about a 25-degree morning right now, out for a hike in the secret trails outside of Show Low, Arizona. It's a crisp morning for sure. Got some snow last night. We were expecting a little more, only wound up with about 3 inches. I'm currently training for the 2022 Tour Divide. Thought I'd invite you along on my training journey. Of course, it's winter now, so I'm doing a lot of cross training with hiking, some snowshoeing if the snow gets deep enough, and getting on my bike when I can. I live about 3 hours from Phoenix, so every week or two I go down there for a long ride just to be on the bike. But mostly I'm up here either indoors on my smart trainer or out in the forest hiking, which should prepare me pretty well for the Tour Divide. This will be my third attempt. I tried in 2016. I really had no idea what I was doing. I had done a lot of long rides on the road bike, and I trained for the Tour Divide the same way that I would train for a long road bike ride, which was not a good way to train for it. The Tour Divide has some really long climbs that are steep, so there's quite a bit of hike-a-bike, especially for me. And the more weight you have on your bike, the more hike-a-bike you're going to do. I had not done any cross training in 2016, and I wound up with tendonitis in my left leg about 500, maybe 550 miles into the ride, which made for a few painful days. When I got to Helena, Montana, went to urgent care and wound up flying out of Helena in an immobilizing boot because of the pain in my ankle. And then I tried again in 2019, figured I knew how to train better for it, did a lot of cross training, a lot of hiking, and I thought I was really well prepared. First day was great. I had a goal to get to the Coco Claims climb, if you're familiar with the route, and wound up getting to the top of that climb on day one, about 106 miles in. And, as I was going up, I ran low on water and stopped at a slow-moving stream and filled my hydration pack. There's a little snowmobile cabin at the top, and it was full of people, so I set up my tent outside of that cabin. There was an outhouse close by. Felt I slept pretty good. Got up in the morning, had to go to the bathroom, which is normal, and then start packing up my camp, and then I had to go to the bathroom again, which isn't normal. Finished packing up and got ready to leave, had to go to the bathroom again. I think I stopped, I don't know, over a dozen times with GI issues. So I think I picked up some bad water on Coco Claims. Really made the next 4 days kind of miserable. Couldn't eat, didn't have any power in my legs. So I wound up deviating from the course, abandoning the race at the US border, just to get to Eureka, Montana as quickly as possible to start getting some electrolytes and fluid in me. So I spent a full day in Eureka and then continued south mentally. You know, having 4 days of misery and knowing that I was no longer in the race kind of got to me. So I wound up riding down to Idaho, and then I deviated from the course again and went to Idaho Falls, where I rented a car and drove home. I did follow a little bit of the course so I could see what it was like, but it was pretty disappointing. I rode about 1,100 miles in 2019. I decided I really need to finish the race and decided that I'd go out 2022 and give it another shot. So my plan is to train for it similar to how I trained in 2019, which is a lot of cross training early in the season and doing a lot of road bike riding, which is what I've done so far. I really started my training around December. It's now February. Got several centuries in my legs down in the Phoenix area. I have quite a ways to go to get to where I was in 2019, but I'm making pretty good progress. In 2016 and 2019, I used a Niner Air 9 RDO as my Tour Divide bike. Excellent bike. 2016, it was full rigid. 2019, the Air 9 RDO was a hardtail, but I added a Fox shock to give me a little suspension in the front, which worked out well. This year, I'm changing things up. I bought a custom CoMotion Divide gravel bike. It has 50 millimeter tires, which is about 2 inches, and a Lauf suspension fork on front. I'll give you a breakdown of the bike and how I'm packing my gear on another video. But that bike has a pinion gearbox, 1.18, so 18 speed, and a Gates carbon drive belt instead of a chain, which should be fairly reliable. I won't have to worry about breaking a derailleur or anything. It's a bit heavier than the Air 9 RDO, about maybe 10 pounds heavier. So we'll see how I deal with that extra weight. But it's a beautiful bike. CoMotion just did an absolutely awesome job with the paint. Ride's really nice. I took it down to Tucson and did about a 70-mile fully loaded ride last week, and really liked how the bike rode and handled. It's going to be a great ride. So In terms of training, I'm now transitioning to do more bike packing, getting away from road riding. Probably still do some just because it helps, get into a rhythm, but I need to get used to that loaded bike. So next week, I'm planning on driving down to Phoenix and doing the Fool's Loop, which is a 277-mile ride. If you do the whole thing, there's an out and back from Sky Harbor Airport that's about 20 miles one way, so it adds about 40 miles. But that's all urban city riding, and I don't know that I want to do that. That's the plan. I'll be doing more gravel rides, more fully loaded rides from here on out, and that should prepare me fairly well. My wife and I are actually flying to Banff on June 6th. It's our 31-year anniversary, so we're spending a few extra days. Our anniversary is actually on the 15th, so I'll be out on the route on our anniversary. She hasn't been to Banff yet, so show her the sights, maybe do a tour. Yeah, I love Banff, it's gorgeous. If you ever get a chance to mountain bike in Canada, I highly encourage it. It's just an amazing place to ride. That said, I'll probably post another video with my bike breakdown. Maybe I'll post a video talking about the Tour Divide for those of you who don't know what it's about, and then maybe give you a little bit more about my background. That's the plan. If you have any questions about how I'm preparing for the Tour Divide, or how my prior experiences were, or my background, or anything else you want to know, post them in the comments and I'll be sure to reply. And hope you enjoyed this little hike in the snowy forest. And the next one will be probably loading up the gear on my bike. So that's it for now. Have a good day.